Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned. Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again, and we are here to give you an update on the allegation that was leveled against Femi Gbajabiamila, the Speaker of House of Representatives, that he has collected this amount of money, that's $10 million from Bill Gates Foundation, so that he can speed up the COVID-19 related bill that they were about to turn into law. And accusation came up from the coalition of United Political Party spokesperson Ugochinyere. Right now he has been arrested, or before now he has been arrested, but there is a lot of cry from different areas, from different people, and this guy had demanded, Atiku Abubakar had demanded that the guy should be released. But right now CNPP, that's the Conference of Nigerian Political Party, have decided to express fear that Ikenga Imo Ugochinyere, the spokesperson for the coalition of United Political Party, may not come out alive from the police detention, that he may die there in police detention. Ugochinyere was arrested on the alleged order of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila. He was arrested at his residence in Abuja in connection with the allegation of bribery made against the House of Representatives and the Speaker, Femi Gbajabiamila. His team of lawyers had earlier claimed that the CUPP spokesman was manhandled while being arrested by the police. He was arrested despite a federal high court in Abuja on June 14 restraining the police and the Department of State Services (DSS) from arresting the opposition party spokesperson. No respect for rule of law. That's what we are saying there. CNPP, an umbrella body of all registered political party and political association in Nigeria, made the claim in a statement on Sunday by its Secretary General, Chief Willie Uzogu. The umbrella of registered political party also cried out that there is a well thought out plan to take Nigeria back to the days of disregard for the rule of law and stifle the voice of the opposition ahead of 2023 general election. CNPP further alleged plots by those it described as anti-opposition elements to infect the CUPP spokesman with the dreaded COVID-19 by keeping him in detention together with those who have the virus. According to them, said that, and I quote, he said, "This became evident at the weekend when the police came up with an administrative bail option, demanding as part of the bail term a permanent secretary who owned a landed property in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. How on earth can an opposition spokesman get a permanent secretary who was appointed by the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC) government to sign a bail bond? Is it not even more of an impossible task when the instigator of the arrest of Mr. Ikenga, the Speaker of the House of Rep, is serving the APC interest in the National Assembly? This is a calculated attempt to keep Ikenga in custody as long as possible. Our main fear at the moment is that Mr. Ikenga may not come out of police detention alive. Our findings shows that not only that Mr. Ikenga escaped in a crowded cell of about 40 people are arrested for contravening the COVID-19 protocol, and curfew have continued to be added to the cell. This may be part of a plot to ensure that Mr. Ikenga does not leave the police custody alive. It is surprising that at a time the police authority are expected to decongest detention facility nationwide as a result of COVID-19 pandemic, the contrary is the case. It called on all citizens of good conscience to note that the life of the CUPP publicity secretary is in danger, and that the police authorities should be held responsible if he tests positive for COVID-19 after 14 days of his release. Wow. This is really, really troubling. So many people have call on the Speaker of the House of Representatives to do everything to ensure that this guy is released from prison, because he was arrested based on the allegation that he put on Femi Gbajabiamila. And according to the information we gathered, the allegation of the $10 million that Bill Gates actually gave to them to push the COVID-19 related bill was not authenticated, because after a while they had to call him to come and prove it. This thing came up some months ago when the spokesperson said that they had a gathering, I think, in Austria, where the Gbajabiamila was given that amount of money to share so that they can pass into law the COVID-19 related bill, so that Nigeria can also be enlisted among the countries that they would test run their vaccine for the virus, you understand? And Gbajabiamila was angry, demanded that this guy should come and give proper evidence to that effect. Since the way he wasn't forthcoming, they had to arrest him. But right now, according to the information, what is currently happening is not suitable for the young man, being that he is being put in a crowded, based on the information that CNPP had made public, that he's been put in a prison, in a detention house where the crowd is above 40. And I'm just wondering, in this kind of period, if you go globally, you will notice that they have resorted to releasing most of the prisoners because of the outbreak of this novelty virus, because they know that during this period, especially in detentions like that, they are closer to each other. And if this one is infected, this one is infected, before you know, all of them will be infected. And because there is no cure for this thing, it's very important for them to be released from now, for now, and possibly some of them will be coming from their houses to the court, or from their houses to wherever they are handling their own cases. But the case of this young man, they have been pushing, but nobody seems to be listening. The bail options given is very difficult. According to what we've heard there, they are saying he should bring a permanent secretary who has a landed property in Abuja, who will come and sign, for his release. But even with that, the fear here is the fact that this young man may die of COVID-19. That's the greatest fear. And, this has boiled down to a lot of people talking from different angles, that it's a way of, shutting down the strength of the opposition party. They want to make sure that in this current administration, the opposition party does not really exist. But other people too are of the opinion that when you bring up allegation against people, it's name staining you're trying to do. You're staining their name. Though we know that most of our politicians do not have clean hands, but whatever you're trying to bring up, let it be legit enough, let it be provable enough, so that in event of this kind of push for you to bring forth such thing, at least one or two, not just by talking, proofs, there should be proofs that he was fully involved. Because at the time, Bill Gates had to come up, that's his foundation here in Nigeria, came up and denied the allegation that such things had never happened. They have never given money to any government or any person so that they can accept the vaccine that will treat COVID-19. Up till now, the vaccine is not even out, The vaccine is not out. It's still there. According to information, they said they are trying most of them, but it's not really working out, And for you to come up with that kind of allegation, they say he needs to prove it. But I think at this point that Gbajabiamila wants to prove a point. He wants to make people know that if you bring up any allegation against me, I will push it to the point whereby you have to produce proofs that I actually did that thing. Because if you don't produce proof, I will make sure that you pay for the defamation of my name, defamation of my character. I will do everything to ensure that the provision of the law is put upon you. And I think at that point, one needs to be overly careful. As much as I am of the opinion that they should release him because of this COVID-19. He can, from where he is, he's a responsible young man, it's responsible. But at the same time, too, let's just try to be, a little bit careful. I'm not taking sides with anybody, but just like my people will say, as you're talking to the chick, you have to also talk to the hawk. So at least we must be careful such that every information that we get, let it be fully investigated before we roll it out, so that at the end of the day, we don't end up tarnishing other people's image who are not guilty, and we don't end up putting ourselves in more trouble. I'm hopeful that based on the outcry of the CNPP, that there will be due consideration for this young man so that he can be released, because it's not going to be funny if he dies of COVID-19 in that detention, or if he comes out and later on tests positive to COVID-19. It will be another issue entirely, because if you are insisting someone should be kept in the detention, you must make provision for his protection. You know, he shouldn't be there at the end of the day, he get infected because of the situation on ground. Well, however, that's where we're going to leave it. Go to a